Wabash River Fest is among the most popular ways to promote water conservation. The local group organizing the event was forced to cancel this year. But as News 18's Joe Paul reports, that's not slowing down their efforts to protect the Wabash.
The fertilizers and pesticides that are applied here eventually end up here.
This cornfield is in the watershed of the Wabash River, which means that water that comes off the field is going to end up in the Wabash.
That's a big problem, says Jane Frankenberger, an expert in water quality at Purdue University.
Nitrogen and phosphorus are great on corn, but when they get into the water, they also cause plants to grow in the water, and that's where we don't want them, so algae.
Shannon Stannis, watershed coordinator for the Wabash River Enhancement Corporation, would rather see more sustainable farming.
Agricultural practices like cover crops and grassed waterways and two-stage ditches are all things that can be done on our corn, soybean, agricultural fields that actually hold water in place and hold nutrients in place so that we're reducing the amount that is running off into our streams that lead to the Wabash River.
The corporation is using a $325,000 federal grant to reimburse farmers who implement these practices.
We can reimburse up to 75% of the costs for those practices. And that's important because these things can be expensive, and it's not something that, folks can always pay for out of pocket.
Frankenberger says the cost share program is a win-win for farmers.
Practices like cover crops are good for the water and also good for the farmers because it keeps the nutrients, also builds soil health, which is so important.
Keeping our rivers clean isn't easy, but there's a lot at stake. Joe Paul, News 18.
Applications for the cost share program are currently being accepted. The corporation's annual Wabash sampling blitz is next week. You can find out more information on our website, WLFI.com.